Hello, dear students. Good afternoon. Today is 12th of May 2020 and lockdown period is still continuing. And I am here before you to just refresh your syllabus and send you via YouTube इन द कॉलेज वेबसाइट। तो ये सोशल सेक्टर इन्वायरमेंट के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं हमारे एमए सेमेस्टर 2 के, उनके लिए है। मैंने कल जो है हेल्थ इश्यूज जो रिफॉर्म्स पर बात किया था, जो उनके हेल्थ यूनिट वाले में था, पहले पढ़ा चुके थे। उस रिफॉर्म्स के बारे में हमने बताया था और हमने उसको कोविड के साथ जोड़ा था, क्योंकि कोविड एक हेल्थ का इशू बन के हमारे सामने उभरा है। ओके, so today I am going to deal the public and private sectors health infrastructure and what should be the post COVID model or suggestions to improve the health facility in our India। ये चूँकि कोविड चल रहा है इसलिए हम रिफ्रेश करके तुमको जोड़ना चाहते थे। सो you should understand that the economics is the study which you have to daily basis you have to improve on that। लगातार परिवर्तन करते रहो, इसलिए वो इस दृष्टि से हम तुमको पढ़ाएंगे। और सो today's topic is talking about the public and private health care facilities and to trace the opportunity of PPP model and what should be the post-COVID health care system in India। So this is three segment I will try to touch you। Okay, so issues in regard to public and private health infrastructure are different and both of them need attention but in different ways। Okay, public or private health service or infrastructure, both are different in a dimensions, in many things, but both need to give attention but in a different ways। आज कोविड के दौर में दोनों का ही महत्ता समझ में आ रही है और दोनों को अलग अलग सेपरेट हमको एड्रेस करना होगा। सो रूरल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मस्ट रिमेन इन मेन स्ट्रीम फॉर वाइडर एक्सेस टू हेल्थ केयर फॉर ऑल विदाउट इम्पोजिंग अनड्यू बर्डन ऑन देम। आज के दौर में ये समझ में आ रहा है कि रूरल पब्लिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर मस्ट रिमेन इन मेन स्ट्रीम फॉर द वाइडर एक्सेस टू हेल्थ केयर एंड विदाउट एनी अनड्यू बर्डन ऑन देम। आज कोविड के बाद सारे माइग्रेंट्स जो गांव में जा रहे हैं, अगर उन पर बर्डन पड़ेगा ये हेल्थ केयर एक्सेस का, तो उनके लिए डबल बर्डन हो जाएगा। एक तो पॉवर्टी है ही, ऊपर से ये कोविड जो अज्ञात बीमारी है, इससे उनकी जीविका को छीनने का अवसर मिलेगा। सो साइड बाय साइड द एग्जिस्टिंग सेट ऑफ पब्लिक हॉस्पिटल्स एट डिस्ट्रिक्ट एंड सब डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल्स मस्ट बी सपोर्टेड बाय गुड मैनेजमेंट एंड विथ एडिक्वेट फंडिंग एंड अशर फीस एंड आउट कंट्रैक्टिंग सर्विसेज ऑल एज पार्ट ऑफ ए फंक्शनिंग रेफरल नेटवर्क। एंड दिस डिमांड्स better routines, more accountable staff and attention to promote quality। So many reputed public hospitals have suffered from lack of autonomy, inadequate budget for non-wage operation and management, leading to faltering and poorly motivated care। So there comes health financing issues। So dear students, you should concentrate also on health financing issue। This is a very important issue regarding health and health care topic। So what is the position of public expenditure levels? That we can say that fair financing of the cost of health care is an issue in equity and it has two aspects: how much is spent by government on publicly funded health care and on what aspects। This is a very much important, that how much is spent by government on publicly funded health care and on what aspects। कितना खर्च और किस परिप्रेक्ष्य में करना है, ये हेल्थ फाइनेंसिंग का सबसे बड़ा इशू जो हमको पढ़ना चाहिए और हमको समझना चाहिए। एंड सेकेंडली, हाउ ह्यूज डज the burden of treatment fall on the poor seeking health care. This is also very much important in post-COVID period. So health spending in India is very low, among the highest levels estimated for the developing countries. बहुत लो है अगर डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट या डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में देखा जाए. दैट इज इन पर कैपिटा टर्म्स इट इज हायर, मे बी इट इज हायर देन चाइना, इंडोनेशिया and most of African countries, but overall in averaging it is very low in regarding to the percent of GDP. So this is the situation of public healthcare system. What about private expenditure, friends? Many surveys and many research confirm that when services are provided by private sector, it is largely for ambulatory care and less for inpatient care. There are variations in level of cost, pricing, transactional convenience and quality of services. बिकॉज कंपटीशन वहाँ हो गया, वे प्रॉफिट मोटिव में भी चलते हैं तो ये वेरिएशंस हो जाएगा. देयर इज एविडेंस टू सजेस्ट दैट डिसपैरिटीज इन इनकम एज सच डू नॉट मेक difference in meeting healthcare cost except for catastrophic or life-threatening situation. Finally, it has been established that between 2/3 to 3/4 of all medical expenditure is spent on privately provided care every households. On average spends up to 10% of the annual household's consumption in meeting healthcare needs. So this regressive burden shows up vividly in the cycle of incomplete cure followed by recurrence of illness and drug resistance that the poor face in the disease like tuberculosis, Kala Azar, malaria, especially for daily wage earners who cannot afford to beat out of the work. So this is the important phenomena which we have to address in the health and healthcare paper. How far health insurance can help? Earlier, already yesterday I told you there should be some health insurance for all, and Ayushman Bharat is completing anything, but generally people should go for some type of health insurance in India, okay, because of the risk emerging daily by daily. Okay, so what are the emerging scenario? The emerging scenario is a very dangerous after post-COVID scenario, because we have to calculate our life expectancy year lost. You know, in the in whole globe, life expectancy year lost when we at the present time we will calculate, it is enormous, because America has lost too much of their human lives in the COVID era. So this all the factors into consideration, longevity estimates around 20 to 25 could be around 70 years in the coming years in India, without any distinction between men and women. Upcoming years the longevity will increase in India also. But there was some earlier forecasted which we couldn't heard due to our economics scenario, that this is a very important question of remaining disease burden in communicable and non-communicable disease. The effective interventions such as immunization and maternal care and the extent of vulnerability among social groups. These issues have been dealt with in detail. Earlier I also told you clearly an optimistic forecast would envisage success in polio, leprosy, Kala Azar, malaria and blindness. And as regard tuberculosis, it is possible to arrest further growth in absolute numbers in the coming years. Earlier we have arrested few diseases, but what is important is the chance of 2/3 decline in moderate malnutrition, okay, and the abolition of serious malnutrition completely by in coming years 2020 or 2021. In the case of cancer, it is feasible to set up an integrated system for proper screening and early detection, self-care and timely investigation and referral. So this all is the issue of health regarding the your topic specific topic of health topic. Okay, so earlier also I said that the in coming years the population aging will be the greatest challenges in India also. COVID-19 had proved that longevity is no more assets, because Western Hemisphere countries have been crashed with this longevity, with this COVID-19, and all the aged person, near about 90% of deaths occurred by COVID to the aged person. Already I have checked. So what is the challenges? These are the main things we have to learn, the challenges we have to address in the topic. Okay, so the most health sector issues figuring in political debate nowadays are those that affect interest groups and seldom central to choice in the healthcare policy. For instance, condition of services and reward system of government doctors had drawn much attention, often based on inter-services comparison of no wider interest. And inter-system problems of our plural medical care have drawn more attention from courts than from politics. Hospital managements and strikes, poor working of the MCIs, and corruption in recognition of colleges, dramatic cases of spurious drugs supply, etc., have been also debated in the last few years. Okay, but the major challenge now, when we are talking, because I am revising your syllabus at present, is COVID-19. That is a global challenge, and you know the causes of this due to COVID-19 is, I earlier said that over 90% of these deaths occurred in those older than 60 years. More than 50% of all fatalities involved people aged 80 years or older. So this is the challenging era for the coming years for the India. Okay, so why are the elderly more vulnerable to the coronavirus? क्यों बुजुर्ग लोग ही ज़्यादा प्रभावित हो रहे हैं? Because they are also more likely to have conditions such as heart disease, lung disease, diabetes or kidney disease, which weaken their body's ability to fight infection disease like corona. That's why this is a very concern for our society. And in many societies, seniors are more likely to live in poverty, just like India, which makes it more difficult for them to get the things they need and to take care of themselves. So poverty presents a whole range of challenges pertaining to health. This is a very important topic to be discussed. Okay, that's why the COVID-19 impact is towards Western countries, because there is a more longevity than India. And in regard to healthcare budget, earlier I told you that we should improve our healthcare budget at least to 2.5% of the GDP. And in India, we all know that public healthcare in the country is very poor, while the private healthcare is very expensive. So when we are talking about public and private healthcare system, you must learn, you must understand, and we must suggest to the government that public healthcare in the country is very poor and private is very expensive. So how to balance between these? And India has only 0.8 doctors and 0.7 hospital beds compared to 4.1 doctors and 3.4 hospital beds in Italy per 1,000 person. This is a very alarming situation. This we have to improve. So we all know, so this is the concern for India also in the coming years. So further, coronavirus thrives with specific pre-existing health condition like cardiovascular disease, chronic respiratory disease and diabetes is concern for the India. Relative to the Western nations, there are more Indians suffering from chronic respiratory diseases, just like double, and diabetes 4 times, raising concern for a country like India. In coming years, this is a concerning matter. That's why lockdown is very essential for the country like India. While the average COVID-19 death rate is around 3.6%, it increased to 7.3% for those with diabetes and 6.3% of those with chronic respiratory disease. ये बहुत खतरा वाली बात है, इसीलिए हमको बचाना है, लॉकडाउन को इलाज समझना है. Surely this is more of concern because of India's dismal healthcare facilities. As community transmission spreads in India, its healthcare system will be tested severely and may even collapse. This is danger in the coming years. And there is also demographic changes will take place in India. India will also move in the longevity or aging population. So we have to very much concern of this. And you should know the shocking statistics of the states of health. India spends 1.4% of GDP on health only, less than Nepal and Sri Lanka. 70% of the overall households expenditure on health in the country is on medicine. An estimated 469 million people in India do not have regular access to essential medicine. 63% of primarily health centers did not have an operation theatre, and 29% lacked a labor room. 58% Indians in rural areas and 68% in urban areas said they use private facilities. Various studies have shown that rising out of pocket expenditure on healthcare is pushing around 32 to 39 million Indians below the poverty line annually. Heart disease and strokes is the biggest killer of the men and women in India. 7% of Indians fall below the poverty line just because of the indebtedness due to this expenditure, and 33 out of 55 million fell under the poverty line due to expenditure on the medicine alone. This is the shocking statistics for the India. So we have to think over that कि हमारी हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम कैसे मजबूत हो ताकि हम पॉवर्टी में जो इस वजह से ट्रैप्ड हो रहे हैं उसको हम कैसे निकाल सकें. और कोविड एक नया चैलेंज बन के आया. सो देयर वर मेनी हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम. अर्लियर आई टोल्ड यू अबाउट इंडिया. यू शुड गो थ्रू दैट फ्रॉम वेरी बिगिनिंग टू आयुष्मान भारत. उसको तुमको समझना चाहिए. लेकिन व्हाट इज थिंग टू बी एड्रेस्ड, दिस इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर द स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ हेल्थ सेक्टर. इंडिया इज प्रेजेंटली इन a state of transition, economically, demographically, and epidemiologically in terms of health. While the last decade has been a remarkable economic development, particularly in terms of gross domestic product rate, unfortunately this progress is accompanied by growing disparities between the rich and poor. There is a strong evidence to suggest that this income inequality or disparity between the different socio-economic classes is associated with worse health outcomes. This is a research. And widening the gap between the rich and the poor has damaging health and social consequences. The country at present, India at present, suffers from the triple burden of disease: the unfinished agenda of infectious disease, the challenges of non-communicable disease linked with lifestyle change, and emergence of new pathogens causing epidemics and pandemics. You see, this is a things to be addressed. And in addition, the health infrastructure is already overstressed and needs to be strengthened to enable it confront these challenges in the 21st century. So this is concern for the India. So how to improve? So I am very quickly, I will just suggest you go from my sites, from my earlier suggested books, etc. That first you improve the process of service delivery, okay, and then you focus on the efficient public health workforce. This is the key for the better health care. Efficient public health care workforce. This is a key driver for the better health care system. And then there should be opportunities, opportunities for health reform in the coming years. We have to do health reform in India because investing more in health and recognizing disease prevention and health promotion should be the topmost priority. This is just like a reform, okay? And the new health policy should lay stress on concept of health as the people's right and make it mandatory to protect health budget at all times, including time of financial crisis. This should be the rooted in policies. And based on the national health policy, each state should develop a state health policy and drive innovation in program implementation and finding solution to its health problem. This time has reaped out to do this integrated program. And where India should focus in healthcare system? India should focus on evidences, excellence, and equity. This is 3 E's. Remember, this is 3 E's: excellence, evidence, excellence, and equity. These 3 E's will be should be the efficiency of programs of health care. Okay, and next is leveraging technology to transform public health. We have to depend on technology now after post-COVID era, because technology, there are 1 billion mobile users in the country. The mobile phone offers tremendous opportunities in efficient health services delivery. Okay, nowadays mobiles is serving the cause of healthcare, so you have to depend on technology and you have to correlate health with the technology. And next is the empowering health leadership and governance. We have to empower the governance system. We have to trust on institutions for a country that has a vibrant civil society and private health sector and an advanced pharmaceutical and biotechnological research capacity. These attributes should be leveraged for the benefit of public health. Besides policy, the program also should have inbuilt mechanism to ensure transparency and fixed accountability. This you have to, because there are many threats earlier which WHO has already alarmed us. The threats is air pollution, non-communicable disease, global influenza, antimicrobial resistance, Ebola, weak primary health care, veterinary hesitancy, dengue, HIV. So these were the earlier threat told by WHO, but the present is the most threatened period of the era, and this is the coronavirus disease, which till date, till 12th May morning, till date, already 42 lakhs have been infected and more than 2,84,000 in the world have been died. So this is an enormous situation. So we should respect the WHO's guidelines, and we should trust on the government and governance system for the better health care. Thank you, dear students. Take care of yourself, stay home and keep reading and be in touch with your teachers. Thank you.